I'm here and I'm fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Whoops, that's still open. Hello everyone. So as we were saying earlier, we will be doing some more Final Fantasy today for Final Fantasy Friday. We will be picking up where we left off last time, continuing our Post-Stormblood MSQ. Let me get logged in real quick here. Okay. Oh, I've gotta renew my subscription. 1 second. But I hope everybody's been having a wonderful Friday so far. I know a bunch of you have been playing Resident Evil Rec Room. We had a good time with that this morning. So where we left off last time, we were just about to have a big meeting between all of the races that live in Garabanya and I'm forgetting what their species is called, it's been so long, but the snake people. The tribe that's been hostile toward us showed up, demanding to be allowed in if we're so forgiving. Kalyana. This Kenyana elder's intentions seem at odds with all we know of her tribe. What think you, Marish? The enthralled cannot be trusted. Whatever the truth, I would take no chances. The guard must be strengthened, ideally with people who know a thing or two about primals. Can we rely on the scions? I'll round up my comrades and send them to Elamigan Quarter. You can go ahead if you like, Marish. My thanks. I will see you in the palace. Oh, the gang's all here. Marish, I've brought reinforcements. Arnvald told me of the arrival of unexpected guests, and I agreed that it would be prudent to call upon Y'shtola and Thangrid as well. One can never be too careful when dealing with the enthralled. I'm not familiar with the Kenyola tribe myself, but Alizé's reports suggested that they shunned contact with other races, despised it in fact, even compared to the other Ananta. Ananta, that's what they're called. Indeed, this apparent reversal in attitude is most curious. No one expected a response to our invitation, much less an envoy, and I imagine Lys was forced to make some rather hasty arrangements in order to accommodate them. Speaking of which, how should we develop ourselves? If the meeting is to be held in the throne room, it would seem wise to have eyes both inside and outside the palace. Y'shtola and I can guard without. That leaves the three of you to keep watch over proceedings in the throne room itself. Understood. We should join General Aldine inside then. Marish, do you know of the real entrance to the palace? It's on the eastern edge of the city at the top of the stairs. The guard there should be instructed to let you pass. My favorite one. You with the signs, miss? General Dean left orders that you were to be escorted inside, if you'll follow me.
Thank you all for coming. I am Lys Hext, and I speak for the Resistance. Among you are village elders, refugee leaders, envoys from the Ananta and the Kikern. You've come from every corner of Girabania to help decide the future of Alamigo. But before that, I want to ask you a question. What was the first thing you noticed when you came in? For me, it was that empty throne. It has no one to sit on it now. No viceroy, no king. Would any of you like to take their place? Or should someone else sit there? Then let's sit here in a circle, as equals, and I hope, as friends.
Turning it more into a democracy rather than a monarchy.
Expertly done. Lys has removed monarchy as a choice early in the game, and positioned them to consider a joint government. All things considered, I would say events have got off to a fine start.
And that is Alagana's stance on the matter.
Thank you, Ragenfrid. Another vote in favor. Next, let's hear from Shanti of the Kaliana. Tell us, how do your people feel about the idea of a republic?
The Ananta wish only that those who dwell within Gir Abania devote themselves to our faith. You shall all worship Sri Lakshmi! Lady of Bliss, grace us once more with your beauteous visage!
Wait. Did they hide stones in the water?
This can't be happening. No crystals were allowed through the door.
We can worry about the how of it later. We need to evacuate these people right now, or the Primal will make thralls of them all.
It's up to us.
Oh, we're jumping right into this.
God damn it! The guards were already turned! Fools!
No, you don't!
The Kaliana would see us all enthralled.
then they're going to be sorely disappointed. We have the Warrior of Light and Arenvold to shield us.
Aye, but they can't well defend your guests and attack the Primal, can they? We're stuck on the back foot.
All right, I think I have an idea. Keep these people safe, General. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Yeah, whatever she's about, she'd best make it quick. Come then. Who will be next to die on my steel?
How do we fight her without leaving our allies wide open? We can't stay on the back foot forever. No, damn it. If I think like we're already lost, I have the Warrior of Light on my side. We can do this. Isn't that right, Marish? Use the option deflect discipline. Allowing an ally being enthralled by any spirit will result in failure. Oh no! Oh, I didn't even notice that one! Well, that's... off to a bad start. We got this. Hi, Radio! Wait, you subscribe for Radio! My goodness! Radio, you are ridiculous. Thank you, hon.
I offer you peace and serenity. We are just getting started. Alright, so Arenvold is making this difficult because he's not sticking to his side, so I've got to pay more attention now. But how are you doing, Radio? Are you having a good day? Good Friday?
I offer you peace and serenity.
Great playing Marathon. Well, if you would like, after I finish up my stream, I only just started, but after I finish it later, we can play some Marathon. Or we can play Avatar.
I shall free you from your hate!
So many.
Damn it all! It's only a matter of time before we miss one.
What of it? Do you want to kill this thing or not?
I mean, she would definitely be on par with me. Hi, Shadow! You can't say spoilers if you haven't played in longer than I have. Where'd she go? Envoys are in your care. Surely you don't mean to. Very well. I shall see our guests to safety. Alright, if they're safe, then I don't have to worry about that. I'm your target.
Lise, I don't know about getting on top of me. I got a bomb on me. Another primal destroyed.
We did it! We beat her!
With Fordola's help.
What is this?
I'm only gonna say this once. The Ananta just summoned their primal in the throne room. My friends are fighting her, but they need help. They need someone with the Echo, and by the gods, I wish I had it, but I don't. I told you before that you still had time, but things have changed. I need your answer now. You can end it like Xenos, or you can fight for Alamigo. Your choice.
7 hells. It's her, the butcher.
It's done. Take me back to my cell.
You are not forgiven. Not you. You, I will never forgive. But I will thank you. For standing against a primal and saving us from servitude. You have my thanks.
Slightly emotional. Well thought, Maorish Arnvald. That was a near thing. Aye, our stand against the Knyala would have been brief indeed had you not volunteered for guard duty. We'd be enthralled as surely as our sentries were. They must have planned this far in advance. Security was my responsibility, and I know how dangerous primals can be. I should have... Gah, it's my fault, my stupid mistake. Nay, lass, we're all caught unawares. We will take this as a lesson and watch our own more carefully in the future. You can be sure that the lackeys who smuggled the crystals into the throne room weren't the only thralls in our ranks. The soldier who first spoke up in favor of the Kanala, keeping the weapons springs to mind. A primal servant is betrayed by his aura. For me to conduct an investigation, I can identify any others acting under Sir Lanky's influence. Thanks, Ishtola. We'd appreciate the help. Speaking of help, I almost fell over when Fordola showed up, or turned up. What was she even doing there? I asked her to come. Well, that explains it then. It's sad, but Rangafried is right. Her victims will never forgive her for what she's done. But I don't think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She wanted to fight for her country. If you say the world in which Fordola grew up is partly to blame for what she became, then as an Alamegan, I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show people a better way than vengeance, or we risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help people to let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. And I'll hold 1,000 meetings and talk till blue in the face if that's what it takes. 'Tis a long and arduous path you have chosen, but one well worth walking. Rest assured that I will do what I can to help you reach your destination. Thank you, Alvino. The first step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. They're a little shaken, but none of them seemed ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started. I will see that you're not interrupted. Mayrish, you and the Scions are to stand guard. Stand down. Get some rest. You've earned it.
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens. The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government model on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people.
Okay, for those that heard the sound, I just stubbed my toe on my desk.
It is a fair decision.
Ow.
And one which signals the end of my part in all this. But I would gaze upon Girabania's stars one last time before I leave.
Your Grace. No.
Forget something? Your Grace, there was no word.
Raubon Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
But, Your Grace...
Raubon, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Alamigo.
You desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
A most trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me? Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Uldar? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him. I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies. So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
Nanamo.
Smile for me, Raubarn. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Ulda.
Tomorrow you will serve Alamigo and fight for the good of all Eorzea. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Grace.
Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
You're kind to include me, Lise, but we both know who did most of the work. I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow. No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Girabania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project. She was in search of General Oldin, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope he was still there.
Are you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Be at ease, Alphino. 'Twas only a jest. But I must yield the floor to Raubarn. He has an important announcement to make.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
I shall be assuming my father's duties. And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
Twould seem I am in need of employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company or some such.
You may be getting on in years, Father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
Yes, the bull of Alamigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor, and you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
So, does this mean you're staying?
Aye. That seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation.
What's wrong?
If you'll have me.
Oh no, what?
If, he says. Welcome home, Raubarn.
Oh, okay.
Well, that was unexpected. Though you seem distinctly unsurprised. Either you are more astute than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch. In any event, one thing is certain. Alamigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
I think it's about time I headed back to Walker's Reach. What's next for all of you? Elise will be eager to hear the recent events, so I shall join you, if you've no objections. I'd welcome the company. Irish, why don't you come along to the Reach as well, once you've said your farewells to Nanamo and the others? Oh, that's nice. Go do a dungeon. Actually, no. We'll hold off on doing that till... Oh. Never mind. We're doing it now.
So I'm gonna be learning this dungeon as we go while also trying to push the water wallet. Alright, first boss cleared.
kind of just seemed pretty straightforward. Best not die. I'm trying not to. Alright, so what is the boss?
Oh, they all did quickly. Well, here we are again. Alphino has regaled me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I was patrolling the palace grounds with then Critic Nishtola when I heard the report of a primal in the throne room. I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have the Echo-based champions nearby this time, but we need to keep a closer eye on the Kagala. You can say that again. This whole episode has reminded me just how far apart our kinds still are. It looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will lead only to more summonings. Indeed, violence has ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times. In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the brood mother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We'll just have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies in the Vera and tribes first. I plan to have resistance scouts keep track of Kenyatta's movements from now on. Alright. I'm reading it, but other words are coming to my mouth as I'm saying it. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the Resistance Army, out of interest? Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattacks? That would be a question for the Resistance's newest recruit, a military commander with far more experience than me. What? The Bull of Alamigo? We call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller independent groups. And when Conrad passed his command on to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Rulger's Reach. He just happened to be serving as the Resistance spokesman at the time, and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray, but that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Raban as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together, and we stand to learn a lot from him. Indeed, he is in all aspects the ideal choice, assuming he accepts the post. Alamiga will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal. And given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. The seeds which we so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends. I like it. We tend to our promises and watch as Alamigo blooms. I forgot about our boy Gosetsu. I'm so glad he survived. I do give thanks to the Kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. But there their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look like so much jetsam. Oh, woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants. These Delongo are delicious. Will you have one?
Okay, it's weird seeing her nice since she was just an evil bitch. To put it nicely. More sweetbreads. I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have. Ah, it is like talking to a child. Why fate saddled me with this burden, I shall never know. But I am alive, and I must return to my master's side. Come, Tsuyu. We shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace, have you heard the reports? First Doma, then Alamigo, and Lord Xenos put to the sword. Oh, well, I lost something. Oh well. Do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly for taking his head regardless. Nay, Lord Xenos lives? Deplorable that our own officers should be fooled by Eorzean misinformation. Small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official, and above all, accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. What the heck was that? Mayrish, great timing. I was just about to send word to the Scions. I've got lots to tell you. The Council has officially recognized the Resistance as our standing army, and I expect you can guess who's been appointed commander. Suffice it to say, we're in good hand. Having the Bull of Alamigo at the helms done wonders for morale. People were dancing in the streets when the announcement was made, and we have you and the Sultana to thank for that. If you hadn't worked out your magic, he'd have never contemplated following his heart. The Council has also agreed that we're to maintain a presence at Rhalgr's Reach. Lys will continue to lead our forces in the fringes, a job she's been doing tirelessly. A bit too tirelessly, some might say. We're constantly having to remind her to rest before she falls over. That's an exaggeration, and I always get up again. Anyway, we can hardly afford to lower our guard now, not after our last brush with Lakshmi. Speaking of which, we've been keeping a close eye on the Kinyala, and it looks like they've chosen a new leader.
It's, Shanti's daughter. You know, the half-dead one. For whatever reason, the Quinola thought she was the best candidate, which makes them leaderless, basically. As things stand, there's no prospect of engaging in talks, let alone coming to an understanding. But I won't let that stop me. I'll keep on reaching out to them until they finally see sense. Just like I've been reaching out to Fordola, she still won't meet my gaze, but she's given up trying to ignore me. It may only be the odd grunt, but at least she's responding. I'll get through to her yet. Mirish, there you are. Alphino, Alize, is everything alright? We've received word from Tataru. Hancock has apparently acquired information of great interest and urgency. More than that she didn't say. Only that we should come to Kugane right away. I had a mind for the two of us to set forth together, but Alize determined to make it power theory. As I've told you more than a dozen times, brother, my wounds are quite healed and I would benefit from some fresh air. Besides, you may well need an extra pair of hands. Worry not, sister, I have quite given up trying to convince you. Whether we be 2 or 3, we should depart as soon as possible. You'll be joining us, I trust. Huh. I was about to say I'd come too, but I'll have to settle for cheering you on from afar. Good luck with whatever it turns out to be. Thank you, Lise. Rest assured, should this business prove to be even tangential concern of Alamigo, we shall inform you without delay. Let us be off then, Hancock. Hancock and Tataru await us at the Ruby Bazaar offices. Yes, yes, radio, receiving the report. We're gonna go grab this up here real quick. Never mind, I already have it. Okay, and that wants me to go up there, so we'll put those off for now.
My friends, thank you for coming at such short notice.
We were told the matter was urgent. I take it Yugari and Soroban are also involved?
My presence here is but a happy coincidence. I am come on separate business, which can wait.
My apologies. Master Hancock, pray, tell our friends exactly what you told me.
Of course, of course. Some few days ago, a large detachment of soldiers was seen arriving at the Garlean embassy. This seemed to me most unusual, as no personages of note are due to visit for a matter of months. So, I made a few inquiries, whereupon I learned of a most curious rumor. Apparently, the soldiers were dispatched to Kugani to investigate recent sightings of a certain individual. The late acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma, Yotsuyu.
I beg your pardon?
I too am loath to believe it. I saw the keep come down on top of her. We all did.
I would not presume to question your eyewitness accounts, nor am I one to take rumors at face value. The fact is, the Garleans have no knowledge of what took place at Doma Castle. They may well be chasing after a woman who merely resembles Yotsuyu. But a woman who resembles Yotsuyu in the company of a grizzled Rogadan samurai? I dare say that thickens the plot.
Gosetsu! He's alive!
While I've no conclusive proof, I thought that such a possibility warranted your attention.
Have you informed Lord Hien? Well, I think we'd all like to believe the old bear survived.
Indeed. While I dare not give myself wholly to hope, I will not deny that I have prayed for such a miracle ever since that fateful day. But regardless of my personal feelings, if the Empire has seen fit to pursue these rumors so vigorously, we can scarce afford to ignore them. I am bound by duty to ascertain the truth of the matter. Will you join me in this quest?
Absolutely.
Thank you. If Gosetsu yet lives, he will need our help if he is to avoid capture.
Gosetsu is a dear friend, and we cannot abandon him to the mercy of the Empire. Our course is clear. Hancock, is there aught else you can tell us?
Alas not, but I have taken the liberty of employing one of the finest informants money can buy. You shall have the latest intelligence on the Garleans' movements, and more besides.
Gosetsu, Gosetsu, Gosetsu. The informant awaits your pleasure in the back streets of Tonto Hanmachi. From its shining facade to its dark underbelly, few know Kugane as intimately as he. One of the finest informants money can buy. Why do I have a bad feeling about this one? Permit me to assist in your quest, my friends. The sooner your business is concluded, the sooner we may speak of mine. Should your search take you away from Kugane, my boat is at your disposal. I shall see that she is ready to sail. I'll give Soraban a hand. If he's providing us a ship, the least we can do is provide provisions. We'll be at the pier if you need us. A welcome offer and an excellent plan. Without further ado, let us seek this informant in Sanjo Hamachi. This should be the place. Now we wait and see who comes. It has been a while, my friends. Yes, yes, a long while indeed. Oh, not you. The lying fishman. Kyoto, any funny business, and you know what will happen, I trust. No funny business. Only loyal services and the finest quality information. Of course, such quality does not come cheap. No, but then Henhak already paid you. Honestly, you must think we were born yesterday. I have half a mind to call Lise. No Lise, I beg you, no boots. I will tell you everything I know, free of charge. The Empire searches for Yotsu. High and low, far and wide. Come to enlist my help they hated, promising riches for decisive information. And have you decisive information? Where the two individuals cited there, indeed, Gosetsu and Yotsu? Alas, see them with my own eyes, I did not, but the Imperials are confident. Yes, very confident indeed. Look at the size of their contingent. But here is something they do not know, a rumor which you will find most interesting, I think. They say an elderly Rokugan samurai appeared on Kugane Dori with a boisterous maiden and sold his katana to a pawnbroker. 'Twas no common katana either, but one of surpassing craftsmanship. Well, that is interesting, assuming it's true. Did you corroborate the rumor with the pawnbroker in question? No. Regrettably, I do not have a working relationship with the master of the Shokufu Sujit. Now, why would that be, I wonder? If I didn't know better, I'd think he'd lend you money. He will help you, I am certain. While you speak with him, I will make the contact with my Godlian connections and learn what I can with the progress. A glimpse of the blade is all I need to be sure. But is it wise to let the Namazu out of our sight? No, he'll betray us. No more betrayals, no more woods. To divide our forces is simply more efficient. He's right. Given the urgency, we would do well to split up. And so I will go with our friend here. Nothing improves efficiency like a little supervision. Yes, we will go together, and there will be no boots. Let's be about it then. Good luck with the katana. Shall we reconvene at the pier later? Fragrant as the Ruby Bazaar offices are, I prefer the fresh air. I believe Alize has her task well in hand. Shall we seek out the pawnbroker? Emote greeting. I learned greeting? What does greeting look like? That's it. Why is that one I can learn? That should be a default. Everything in order? Then let us proceed to Kogane Dori and find the master of the Shofuku Shichiten. Oh, come on, way by him. There, I hope you found our pawnbroker. Excellent work, Meishush. And that is the katana? Be no doubt, it is Gosetsu's blade. The craftsmanship is exquisite, is it not? And you'll be pleased to know that the pledge has just expired. I should be glad to sell it to you, assuming you have the coin. This is no ordinary weapon, you understand, and it is priced accordingly, but if you are serious, act quickly, as several noted collectors have already expressed an interest. The blade represents conclusive proof of Gosetsu's survival. I suppose this could be considered a necessary cost of securing his safe return. It is not a decision I can make alone, least of all when our nation has scarce begun to rebuild. Nay, my friend, grateful though I am of the offer, I cannot ask this of you. It's enough to know that Gosetsu is alive and well. Nugiri, wait. The Scions will buy the katana. Pray consider it as a gift. Master Alphino, your kindness is touching, truly, yet in matters of coin, would Mistress Tataru not expect to be consulted? Come now. Our friend would never have relinquished his blade were the need not great. And are we not bound by honor to help a friend in need? I say we are, and I am sure Tataru will wholeheartedly agree. It's settled then. You made a wise choice, my friend. Such pieces are few and far between. Now, if you would be so good as to come this way, I shall prepare the necessary papers. If I may ask, sir, after he visited your establishment, do you perchance know where the samurai went? He is our friend, and we would return his weapon to him. A friend of yours, you say? I see. Well, then, I suppose there'd be no harm in telling you. No sooner had I provided him with the requested sum than his young companion began clamoring for dango. I duly recommended those served at the Umeneko tea house, and therein they just set off. Clamoring for dango? Can these truly be the same people? It makes no sense. Some manner of code, perhaps? But it avails us not to speculate. Let us go to this tea house and see if we can pick up their trail. Well, honestly, it just seems like Yotsuyu has regressed into that of a child. But of course I remember. How could I forget the pair like that? The most beautiful girl you've ever seen, scoffing down Donko as if her life depended on it, while the old samurai looked on. Not quite what we expected, Egregia. Far be it from me to gossip about my customers, but he was planning to spirit her away across the Ruby Sea, out of reach of her family, no doubt. When the girl had finally had her field, they set off in the direction of the Shiokaze holstery, presumably to find someone discreet for the vessel. So Gosatsu makes for Doma. But this woman who travels with him, the more I hear about her, the more I wonder if she can truly be Yotsuyu. While doubts remain over the identity of Gosatsu's traveling companion, for now we can but follow the trail. Come, let us away to the pier. We will make ready to sail. With luck, Alize will already be joined by Master Soroban and Mistress Tatara there. Excellent timings, my friends. Mistress Alize arrived mere moments ago. All went well at my end. Gyodo met with an Imperial officer and wheedled his way some new information. It seems the troops who recently arrived in Kugane came directly from Garlemald. The Imperials based here have been kept in the dark. And that's not all. A contingent of the aforementioned troops are preparing for deployment to the Ruby Sea. If I didn't know better, I'd say they'd picked up on Gosetsu's trail. Then your information matches ours. We are quite certain that Gosetsu seeks to cross to the mainland. I'm sorry. Did I hear that right? You used Scion funds to buy Gosetsu's katana at the asking price? Aye, well, we were in some haste and it seemed a worthwhile gesture. Speaking of which, here's the contract of sale. Pray see that the man is paid. Oh god, that's gonna be extraordinary. Thals, beard, you agreed to this? Give me strength. Well, it's not like the search can wait. You'd best be on your way. But out for now. We need to talk. We could come straight to the offices as soon as you get back. Promise me? Oh? Very well. I shall call upon you as soon as I return. First, let us go to the Ruby Prize. If Gosetsu has already set sail, the sentries there are sure to have seen her. Tatara seemed rather vexed, did she not? Well, for the melodramatist, I am sure our finances can stretch to a single sword. I'm going to explain the value of such gestures when we next see her, but I digress. We have work to do.
Right. I suggest we begin by learning what we can from the sentries. What's going on out there?
Travelers, are you? You may wish to postpone your plans. The Garleans have launched an attack on the Confederacy. We have no reason to believe they'll turn their attention here, but for your own safety, I suggest you return to Kugane.
The Garleans bear no love for the Confederacy, but with Doma lost to them, why would they attack? Unless
Yotsuyu is on that island.
Even if she isn't, our allies are under attack and they need our help.
We will help them, while you remain with Soroban. Arguing will only delay us. Is that clear?
Fine, but you haven't heard the last of this.
Soroban, we may need to make a swift exit. See that the boat is ready to sail at a moment's notice.
It shall be done.
What, and you're going to swim there, are you?
'Tis the quickest way, and you may rest assured I've been practicing.
come.
Your defense is nothing. Leave this to me.
Lady Yotsuyu, we're here to rescue you. Please, come with us.
Stay back, Tsuyu.
Are you all right?
Is he all right?
Gozetsu!
Damn it, we took too long. Change of plan, eliminate hostiles! All forces, attack!
Duty complete.
Gozetsu, thank the heavens!
Yugiri, my friends, the Kami were kind to guide your steps this way.
It's over. The Imperials are retreating. I suppose we have you to thank for that. But they would never have come here were it not for her. I had a bad feeling the moment your samurai friend arrived with that woman in tow.
Do not be afraid, Suyu. These people are my friends.
Friends.
Forgive me, but at the risk of souring the mood, I believe you owe us an explanation. You may start by telling us what happened at Doma Castle.
Of course. I'll not begrudge you that. As you know, we were trapped inside the keep when it collapsed. But even as the roof crumbled above us, so too did the floor below. We were swept out into the One River, where we would surely have drowned had a stout wooden door not chanced to float by, offering us a raft of sorts. Exhausted, we drifted out to sea, at the mercy of the tides, which saw fit to dispense us on a desert island.
She was with you the entire time?
Aye. 'Twas her kimono which saved her from Hien's blade, believe it or not. Some Garlean witchcraft in the weave. But it offered precious little protection against the fall. Though she survived, she awoke bereft of all her memories, and speaking like a child.
A trick, surely.
That was my first thought, aye. And I contemplated cutting her down and being done with it. Contemplated it long and hard. Yet the Kami saw fit to deliver us from certain death. 'Twas their will that we survive, both of us, together. And together we shall go before our master. He shall be the one to judge.
Judge what?
She's your prisoner, old man. Do with her as you will. Call her Tsuyu, or whatever else tickles your fancy.
'Twas a name given out of necessity whilst on the road. Nothing more.
As you say. But remember this. Our people suffered much at that woman's hands. When the time comes, I trust you won't let emotion blind you to what needs to be done.
You have my word.
Well, I must be going. I have an unholy mess to clean up. You should be on your way too, before the Imperials decide to take another tilt. Oh, and we'll overlook the tithe this once. You're welcome.
We'll probably go to the end of this quest, and then I will stop there for now. Getting a little tired, and we have been running for about 2 hours now. As Tansui says, we should move on. It would do... Yeah, sorry, radio. Once I get a little bit of a nap in and wake up, we can play some games. How about that? It would not do for Yotsuyu to be... I will. It would not do for Yotsuyu to be seen here. Now, if I know my sister, she's already waiting with the boat at the nearby pier. Let's go and see if I'm right. Jump! Critical pain. Gosetsu, thank the gods you're safe. It was all I could do to watch the battle from afar. And it is all I could do to restrain her. Can you blame me for worrying? Strong as Mayrish is, anything could happen in the chaos. But enough about me, we need to talk about her. Greetings? They tell me you've lost your memory, and that's fine. But I want you to know something. I won't be taking my eyes off you, not for a moment. These people are strange. Are you sure they're your friends? I am. They may behave strangely, but I trust them with my life. You have naught to fear. Alright, if you say so. Right. 'Tis past time we set sail. I, for one, would not like to keep Lord Hien waiting without due cause. Aye, and the longer we tarry, the more we risk inviting trouble. Lest you forget, the Red Kojin bear no love for the Yotsuyu either. I shall deliver you to the familiar shores near Isari, but out of the village's sight. Here is where we part ways, my friends. I pray the remainder of your journey passes uneventfully. Mayrish, when you are not otherwise occupied, I would speak to you about my next business venture. It promised to be extremely lucrative, and I do not say so lightly. After the prodigious sums spent according to acquiring a certain sword, it would present a fine opportunity to refill the Scion's coffers and restore the smile to Mistress Tataru's face. Oh, come along. Tataru was overreacting. How much could a single katana possibly cost? Far more than you think plainly. A blade like Gosetsu's is worth a fortune, enough to buy a house and furnish it. Which would you have known had you bothered to check the price? What? I had no idea. This business venture of Sotoban's, you will give it a fair hearing, I trust. He's been good to us, after all. As for me, I think I shall look into drawing upon my personal funds. What is that? An auspicious encounter. If you'd know more of my venture, excellent, I should be glad to tell you all. Though perhaps it would be wise to let our anonymous client speak for his or herself. For the Ruby Sea and all who call her home, we seek the aid of a warrior who laid low the Lord of the Revel. First we bid her to make haste to Hell's lid and quell the Oni that dwell in the depths. When done take the trial, I shall journey to Hell's lid. Alright. So while our timer counts down. Alright everybody, thank you for tuning in for the Final Fantasy Friday. I know it wasn't too long. I usually do about a 4 or 5 hour Final Fantasy Friday stream, but A lot happened today. I'm kind of tired, so we went for 2 hours. But yay, we got to see Gosetsu again, which is wonderful. And we will be, we'll definitely be picking this up again next week. I'm gonna see if I can do 2 Final Fantasy streams next week. Possibly in the morning or something after I've rested a bit, I will do another. We may or may not do another stream with Radio and play some games together. Till then, I hope all my Chaos Kits have a wonderful morning, evening, noon, night, wherever it is you so do reside. And just embrace chaos. Live a little. Have some fun. Ta-ta.
I see the light inside you, brighter than the skies. Hold on, just let us escape and